Hey guys, this is Chris. It's been a little while since I've recorded a video, and I've never really done a video quite like this. I kind of want to change up from some of the other videos you might have seen from me as far as learn how to play things or whatever. This is just something, maybe a cool little trick that you guys can use. A little handy, informative thing to teach you how to stay in tune better, to change your strings better. I wanted to just share this with you real quick. A little trick I learned. I'm gearing my guitars up right now to get ready. We're playing a show this weekend, so I decided I'm going to do some maintenance and work. I'm going to demonstrate to you, for you guys out there. I've got a Strat with some locking tuners on it, and I love locking tuners. This guitar here is a Jim Atkins Telecaster, which just has standard tuning keys and a stop bar tailpiece. Which strings up conventionally, and there's a lot of you guys out there that Fender have a lot of guitars that have vintage style tuning keys, or you guys with the jazz basses know what I'm talking about with the vintage style, where basically you have, I'll show it here, you have a slot and you're having to take your string, measure it out, cut it, bend it, and stick it down into the slot and hope that you've got the measurements right and all that. And I'll be honest with you, it's really a hassle. And I love vintage tuning keys. They're probably the best tuning keys next to actual locking tuners, I think. But they're such a hassle to deal with. So I'm going to give you a quick demo on a little trick that I learned, and I think you guys will love it. It's made me go from hating standard vintage tuners to really liking them, and it really my tuning stability and stuff has really increased. These tuners, this guitar here is a 72 Tele Deluxe. I'm going to show you a few little tricks and tips. As you can see, I'm using Diodario EXP strings. I've used Diodario for many years, almost as long as I've been playing. And the EXPs, I've just now got turned on to them. They're a little more expensive, but they last forever and they sound killer. So they're coated so they don't get rusty. Whereas I was having to change strings every gig. Now, if we're playing a couple of shows close or have several practices before, I can go ahead and change strings, and I'm not going to deaden the strings or worry about rust or anything like that. Right now it's summertime, so going in and out of humidity and heat and stuff, heat and cold, you get a lot of condensation and things like that. So it really helps with that stuff. If you'll see a few things here, I want to go ahead and throw this out there to you guys. You can pick these up at any Lowe's hardware store. They're made by a company called Ideal, and they are ideal. I carry this in my, I've got a toolbox that I keep all my spare cables, batteries, any little spare part I need. And I always carry these with me because they have a pair of pliers, they have wire cutters, they have wire strippers. I mean, you can use them to fix almost anything on the guitar except for, if they just had a screwdriver or something, they'd be the perfect tool. But I really would suggest, they're like $10. Definitely get a pair of them. They're handy. There's no better tool, I think, for working on guitars than these, other than a soldering iron and a screwdriver. Anyway, here's another thing you're going to need to have. Invest in some good quality graphite lead pencils, mechanical pencils. These things are so handy, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. So right now I'm going to go ahead and change this top string to show you this trick. I think you'll really benefit, and especially, like I said, even bass players. I always do the restringing. My brother plays a jazz bass and a Jaguar bass, and he has the vintage style tuning keys on it. And instead of sitting there winding and winding, which winds are the enemy. When there's a balance. You can't go without any winds whatsoever because your strings won't stay in tune. But you can't have too many winds because you end up basically your string is tight here, and you're turning here, which basically is twisting a string. If you've ever rolled up a guitar cable, you know what I'm talking about. You feel at the end it starts twisting. Same with guitar strings. You start actually working against yourself, and you end up losing tone. If you have a whole bunch of winds, you can hear a difference. I know it sounds kind of petty, but you'll have more of a deader sound because the string's fighting against itself, and it's not able to vibrate the way that it needs to in that frequency. So anyway, I'm going to hurry this up because I'm limited on my battery life here on my camera. But anyway, take the string off, and I will show you. I'll just go ahead and do the top string since it's more convenient. So I'll pop this string off. This is a hardtail bridge guitar. So I'll pop it out the back here. If you're replacing these on a Strat, I go ahead and suggest take the back plate off of your Strat. They have that rectangular plate. And go ahead and take that off, because to be honest with you, it just gets in the way, and you're trying to thread it. Just anything to make this go faster. I don't know about you guys. I do all my repair work myself, except for, you know, intonation and serious, you know, serious issues. But I've always tried to repair everything myself. And I hate changing strings, but this makes it go so much faster and so much better. So first of all, take your graphite pencil, your mechanical pencil, and I go down here to the bridge contact points, any place where the string touches, and I just write with it until it's color gray. And you can already see it on the nut of this right here. I go up to the top, and I basically write with the pencil until the little shavings are down inside of the nut. And you would be amazed, if you get a brand new guitar and do this 2 or 3 times, and make sure you put plenty of it in contact, any place where the string contacts, your tuning problems will go out the window. Like I rarely have tuning problems unless the temperatures are just really, really off, you know, and that's the only time I really have any tuning problems, other than, you know, when I first put brand new strings on and they're stretching out, or once they start getting old, or if you have an issue where, you know, you're going from, you know, a 60-degree house, 70-degree house out into the freezing cold and back to practice, you know, your guitar will adjust a little bit. But anyway, what you want to do, and I'll turn the camera so you can see this here, is take your string, pull it all the way through. You want to take your tuning key and make sure it's pointing straight up and down, basically a noon position. You take your string, you lay it into the nut slot, secure it with your finger here. You want to do about, depending on the string, you want to get at least 3 wraps out of it. So there's my 3rd wrap. I've wrapped it around going up. Now I'm going to take the string, I'm going to loop it down into this slot like so. You got to kind of be careful. The bigger strings are kind of, once you get past the first string and the last string, then, you know, the middle strings are really easy to do. But you want to twist it down into the slot like that. So I come up right here, went through the slot. So now I'm at this opposite end, and you take and you bend back, pull as hard as you can, and bend back. Now tighten your string up. Look at that. That took me, you know, no time to change that string. Take your mechanical pencil again once you get the string seated and go on each side of it. It's a lot easier to do on the wound strings. Go on each side of the string and ride a little bit with that. Take your handy little clippers here. And like I said, you want to leave a little bit of length. If you do this trick, you want to leave a little bit of length on the string. Just so, because I've cut it a little too close before and it pops the string off. So leave at least that much. And if you have a knife or a screwdriver, like I've got a flat screwdriver here, maybe take and just push down so it's seated down in there good, and you've got all your winds. You're not winding your string around, and there you go. And that's it. Just some handy little tips and tricks that you can learn, and let me know what you guys think of it. Give it a shot, and give me some feedback and tell me if you have the same thing. If have any questions about how to do it, or want me to slow it down or go back again, let me know. I'll explain it all out. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.